Rod the Car Guy here, and today we are doing the cam position actuator in the Pontiac Solstice. Now, the actuator in a variable valve timing motor is effectively, it will advance or slow down the opening of valves to optimize performance and efficiency. The code that was thrown for this was P0011, and it looks like it's going to be a relatively easy fix because if you pull off the cover of the motor, your positioning sensors, or excuse me, actuators, are sitting right at the front of the motor. And right on the front, they are also labeled. One says exhaust, one says intake, and they sit right here. They have one little bolt in them holding them in, and hopefully we just slide them out and slide them right back in. So we're going to start by, I'm actually going to do both, and we're going to start by doing one at a time, right? Because they are technically different parts. So if you take both out, and you take both your new parts out of the box, it's going to be hard to keep track of all of them. So we're just going to do one at a time. I'll do the exhaust first, and we'll swap out the part, and then we'll do the intake. But before we do any of that, we want to make sure that there's not debris sitting on top of this valve cover that's going to get into these holes once we pull these parts out. So just get some compressed air, whether you have a compressor or actual just compressed air in a can. Just blow it down there and make sure it's clean, and then we can start pulling those parts out. As you can see, there was a bunch of stuff down there, so it's always a good move to do that when you're doing this type of work. Anything where you're opening a hole in the top of the motor, even if it's spark plugs, definitely go ahead and spray that down. Now you just have a retaining clip that you just need to push this little guy in here and then pull up, and it should come right out for you. There we go. Once that retaining clip is out, just push down here and it should lift right off for you. Now the retaining bolt is just going to be a little 10 millimeter. So you just want to back that out and get that out of the way. There we go. Set that aside. And to get this off, you need to grab probably maybe some channel locks or something, and you need to kind of gently rock it back and forth and then pull it out. Don't just try to yank on it. It's probably not going to work too well for you. But also don't forcibly rock it. Obviously, it slides down into a chamber all the way down into the motor. So it's not just shallow. It's not just going to pop off for you. So I'm just taking some pliers, and I'm grabbing onto the actual shaft, not this connector, because that's obviously just going to break if you put too much pressure on it. And then I'm just going to try to walk it out. There we go. Perfect. So that popped out, and there's a lot of stuff on it, but you are going to get some oil dripping. So just make sure that this O-ring comes with it. See this O-ring here? Make sure that that comes with it when you pull it out, and just set it aside, and we'll go get the new one. I'm just going to take a wet paper towel and just kind of gently wipe the area to the side and just kind of make sure that it's clean, of course, while avoiding getting anything inside the actual motor. Now the very first thing you want to do when you go to reinstall a part is compare it to your old part, right? Make sure that it's the same shape, it has the same openings, it has the same connectors, it has the same mounting points. Not that I don't trust my, friendly local auto parts dealer, but stuff happens. You get the wrong part, and you don't want to go trying to put a square peg in a round hole, so to speak. So just compare the parts, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to oil this up, oil all these contact points and the O-ring, and then once you do that, we can go ahead and install it back in the motor. Okay, I've just taken some unused oil and just oiled this up, and now we're just going to slide it back into place, making sure to align your mounting point with the existing hole. So just line that up and just push it back into place. Easy as that. So now that it's back in, and it actually moves pretty well, now that it's, it's obviously fresh, it hasn't been in there for 10, 11 years. And we just want to take our 10 millimeter back in and secure it back to the top of the motor. Okay, now that that's done, we just reinstall our connector, have it click, push our retention clip back in. There you go. That's it. So that's as easy as it is. Literally, the intake will be the exact same way. You just remove the other one and install the other actuator. So if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.